wanted to check this out. Basically, last year, before I got sick, I was thinking about doing animation. I've been wanting to do this since I was like a little kid. The first time that I put together an animation, I must have been 7 or 8 years old. I did a flip book and drew out a frog rolling in a house. My aunt was a realtor, and I did a little flip book of the frog, which was flipping into buying a house. And anyway, it was a little short book, and I've been wanting to do animation since I was little. So this isn't my puppet, or anyway. About last year, well, before I got COVID, I was sitting and drawing out, kind of thinking about cartoons because my kids are little and everything, and animation, and wanting to do that. So I was drawing out tunes that I was going to put together because I ran across this program and I wanted to see how it worked. So this is my first attempt, just playing with the software that's available now through Adobe. And this is the cartoon character that came with the program. So I'm going to be stepping into, now that I'm finally a little bit better and able to do that, that I can see what it, like, I can use my webcam to actually do the talking, so it keeps up pace with that. So I'm going to be getting into rigging soon. And I just ran across, because I wanted to go down more of a gaming sort of road. I mean, EQ is one of my favorite all-time games, just because it was so advanced when it came out that I'm kind of floating in all of it, going overwhelmed with everything. But I ran across Unity, which is a game engine, and what it takes to get into all that. So basically, I need to learn Blender, and I'm gonna need to learn this. And rigging, and the cats are fighting. Can you hear them? I don't know what to do with them. They won't leave each other alone. One cat just does not like the other one, and anytime the other one gets near and wants to play, the other one goes off. So anyway, this is my first attempt at an animation. I wanted to see what character creator can do, or character animator. So basically, I've got an idea of what I'm going into. I'm kind of all over the place because the cats were just fighting. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I stepped into a tutorial yesterday, or yeah, yesterday, before I went to babysit for the grandbabies. And I kind of told my son that I was thinking about doing a cartoon character or a comic. So I have this kind of all stepped out in my head, but how to implement it and what to implement, I don't have a story anymore. I used to be full of ideas, and now I'm kind of going, well, now you just get on there and talk. So this is kind of what I'm doing today, going through the process of putting this all together and how I'm going to do it. Basically, I need to learn Blender, and then you step into Unity, and I looked at this tutorial, which was really simplified, and it's C#. It basically the programming language, and I've learned a lot of programming languages, and had it not come to much fruition, and I'm like, listening to this dude and going, you know what? You can do that. You know C plus. You might need a refresher course on it, and C# may be just a little bit different, but this is doable. You can learn this stuff. Now the cat won't leave me alone. So basically I stepped through it and I'm like, okay, so I gotta learn Unity and Blender, and then I gotta learn rigging a character, and I could basically make a cartoon or a game, and it seemed doable. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna spend the next year while my leg recovers, or my foot, and work on that, because I kind of got my health back under control. So I can step into learning these new things, and maybe a new career. I wasn't really planning on a new career. This was just something that I did for fun. And I guess one of the problems I'm having is that it's so easy to do, like right now, animating this unicorn, that just anybody can do it. And I put a lot of effort into learning programming when I was younger, learning VB and C++, and going to college for it, and, you know, ending up the best job I could get in my local area was keyboarding into VoIP orders, and anybody could keyboard it, so why did I go to school for it? So I'm starting off on a new journey. This is a new phase of my life, and I need something to do with my time. And I picked up my game again. I'm like, you know, I still really want to do this stuff. And then I hear about, you know, the people that have, and they're being forced to move to Vancouver, and, you know, working like extremely crazy hours on, and that's VX, you know, so I don't know that I'll go that far, but I definitely, animation is something I wanted to do since I was little. I mean, I guess since the time that I learned that it was possible to make something look like it was moving. It's just a matter, do I have the patience for it now? Because I'm looking at learning 3, 4 different softwares, and another programming language, and I kind of put my foot down after. I think the last thing that I learned was PHP, and I was like, you know, this is ridiculous. I just keep learning the same thing over and over again, and I'm not getting anywhere or getting hired doing it, so why bother doing it? And one of the sticking points is I'm really not willing to move from the area I'm in. So, you know, the job market for it is like nil to none where I'm at. So I'm going to have to... Did you hear the cats again? Anyway, that's a wrap up. That's kind of what I'm into and what I'm doing. And I have a tune that I created as an icon for my channel. And I call her Zoe. I don't know if I'm going to keep that name for her, but she's a computer with glasses on and kind of witchy, kind of hippie persona. And I think I'm going to use her as a way to learn my first rigging. But it's a matter of opening that can of worms. Do I really want to go down that rabbit hole? When this is so easy, just use somebody else's tune and get on here and talk. But anybody can do that, and I guess I'm wanting to start developing some skills that I can put down on a resume, or, put together. When I was babysitting last night, I spent the whole time with the kids. Once we played and the baby got put down for bedtime, spent the whole time sitting and watching Nickelodeon cartoons and Disney cartoons with my grandson. And, they're 10-minute spots that they're doing, and they're making mint off all this. And, they've got 20, 30 people working on something. And do I really think that I can pull it off? Well, we'll see. But that's pretty much a wrap on where I'm at and what I'm doing.